In today's video, we're going to have an honest talk. You've made New Year's resolutions before. You probably did it for 2018, 2019, 2020. Now it's about to be 2021. Will this be your year? Will you finally do some of those things that are on your list? We're going to have a heart-to-heart talk coming up next. Hi everybody, my name is Dee Burks and this is Retirement Rescue, where we talk about how to make money, save money, and create a retirement from nothing. Well, there are probably some things that you're going to be putting on that 2021 New Year's resolution list. But think about your list last year. How many of those things did you actually accomplish? Well, it's time to have a real heart-to-heart talk, because putting things on a list doesn't make it happen. But think about things that have been on your list for literally years. And every single year you get to the end of the year and you still haven't done anything about them. That's kind of how it was for me in a YouTube channel. I have thought about doing a YouTube channel since, gosh, way back when, 2009, 2010. And I just didn't do it. There was so much to learn. I thought, oh, now's not the right time. Excuse after excuse. Well, I can tell you from experience that not meeting your New Year's resolutions or your goals has nothing to do with the goals themselves. Those goals aren't too hard. Other people meet them all the time. It doesn't matter if you're wanting to get a degree, if you're wanting to take a class, if you're wanting to learn to paint, if you're wanting to do a YouTube channel, if you're wanting to create a retirement account finally. It has nothing to do with the goals. It has to do with you. No one can make your goals happen but you. And honestly, if you're not ready, it doesn't matter how many times you put it on the list. You're never going to make it happen because you're just not ready. It's time to be honest with yourself and realize it's not just about putting it on the list. You have to back that up with a commitment to actually do it, and then an action plan to start taking those steps. Without those two things, that's a wish list, y'all. And wishes don't come true. Maybe they do in Disneyland, but not here. So it's a wish list. You've got to actually commit to making it happen and then make a step-by-step plan. Actually do something. Now let's think about the list you've done before and the goals you've set before. If you didn't have that action plan and you didn't start taking steps toward it, you have to ask, did you really want it? Or is it just something that you felt like you should put on the list? Now, a good example of that for this year is probably going to be that Lockdown 15 that almost all of us have put on. It's probably going to be put on that list, not because you're really ready to lose weight, but because you feel like you should. And let me tell you, that weight's not going to come off until you make the commitment and then take action steps. And we all know how that is. How many years have you kept an additional 15, 20, 30 pounds because you really weren't ready? Don't let that be this year. Now, when I talk about a commitment, I mean a commitment to actual action steps. A commitment to make things happen. If you're doing a YouTube channel, your commitment to learn to film video, to learn to edit video, to understand how to grow an audience. That takes commitment and a big time investment. It's not just a snap of the fingers, hey, it's going to happen. Kind of like losing that 20 pounds. It's not just going to happen. It's going to take time, and you have to commit to seeing it through to make it actually work. I think it's kind of human nature that we give up too easy. We want it to be quick and easy, and we want to find that silver bullet. Oh my goodness, that program or that thing that's going to make it happen instantly. How many times have you Googled lose 10 pounds in 3 days? I think we all have. But it's just not realistic most of the time. Those quickie methods aren't going to help you long term. And there's no such thing as a shortcut. I feel like I want to repeat that over and over. There are no shortcuts. If you want to learn to trade the market, you have to actually learn it. You have to invest some time into it. If you want to learn to oil paint, You have to actually do it. You can't just oil paint in your head and hope somehow it magically happens. That's not how it works. But there's something more important than just taking those action steps. When you follow through with a goal you have, no matter what that goal is, you prove to yourself that you can do it. Because when you start out on this journey, you want these things to happen, but a lot of times we're not 100% convinced. We don't have enough belief in ourselves to actually make it happen. But once you follow through, once you do those things and make that commitment and learn all the skills you need to learn, you are convincing yourself you can do it. And so the next goal you have becomes even easier. You don't even question whether or not you can do it. You just get to work. But in order for that to happen, those first few goals, you have to meet them. You have to be committed, and you have to make it happen. Your mindset goes from, gosh, I hope I can do this year, to I can and I will do this. I'm going to allot the time, I'm going to remove some things from my schedule, and I'm going to take these action steps to ensure that I follow through on my commitments to myself. And that's the most important thing. Now, if you're asking yourself, will 2021 be my year? Only you can answer. All I know is last year in 2020, I started my new YouTube channel in February. Now I have almost 80 videos under my belt. I had no idea I could actually really do that. But guess what? I did. And now I've convinced myself I can keep going. And so can you. So make that commitment right now that you're going to follow through on the promises you make to you. And 2021 absolutely will be your year. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please click subscribe, and I'll see you next time.